Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia, I am a tarot coach and this is going to be a quick and dirty weekly tarot inspiration for the next week ahead. As always, I have asked the same three questions. What is the main topic of the week? What are the risks and potentials? So where do we have to pay attention to? And last but not least, how can we make the best out of them? As always, I encourage you to pick up what resonates and feel welcome to create your own meanings. All right then, let's get started. Well, the topic and the message of this week is very much in sync with those from last week's. You may remember that we have been already working for a long time with the topic of transition, releasing old shit, releasing the past so that we can end the cycle and finally embrace a new one. However, this is a long process and I guess that's why we keep on getting the very same or very similar messages, as we will see soon. Okay, so the main topic of this week is signified by the reversed Hierophant, completed by a Nine of Swords. The Hierophant is normally all about teaching, learning, being a student or a teacher. It is also about beliefs, attitudes, values, and religious and spiritual foundations and institutions. And given that it has come up reversed, we can assume that either these things are going to show themselves from the flip side, so showing their negative aspects, or they may get out of balance next week. I assume that what is going to happen is that we are kind of losing ground for some reason. So it can be that old beliefs and values may not work anymore, or they get questioned for some reason, and this can cause a feeling of losing grounding, right? And this can cause some worries, some insecurities, but that much that we are maybe even kind of lose touch with reality in a way. I assume this because we have here the Nine of Swords, and this card is all about worrying, anxiety, and being on a bad trip of thoughts, that much again that we don't really see things as for they are. And this card tells me that this can be the case next week. And if I put these two cards together, I would say that yes, next week we may kind of some old beliefs and values may get questioned, causing some very anxiety and insecurity, and yeah, this can cause some other things, as we will see soon. Okay, so every time something like this happens, every time when old beliefs are getting shaked and we kind of lose our foundation, it can cause, as we have seen, a lot of insecurity and also vulnerability. And this is what I also see in the next column, which is all about risks and potentials. What we see here is a reversed word paired by reverse Six of Cups. And so normally the word is all about completion, completing a cycle, finally reaching a goal, integration, fulfillment, ending a cycle, and the like. However, this card has come up reversed, and this tells me that this completion is still being blocked by something. I guess that this can be blocked by the fact that we are too much stuck in the past for some reasons. And I guess so because we have here a reversed Six of Cups. Normally the Six of Cups is all about childhood, nice memories, nostalgia, and also generally being in a safe environment, in a familiar field where we feel secure and where we know how things are going. This card has come up reversed, and this tells me that these things can be out of balance, so that it can be that we are kind of still being blocked by some unresolved issues from the past. We still carry some harmful aspects from the past. They can be also old childhood traumas, or simply the or inner child, this child that needs healing. We all have this child in ourselves, and he or she needs attention. So it can be that we cannot go on and cannot end this cycle because there are still some issues that has to be resolved, and therefore it may need our attention. So this is one thing. The other thing that I see if I put these two cards together is this aspect that I have already addressed here, and that is feeling naked, feeling insecure, and kind of feeling lost because we don't have our own foundations anymore, and feeling like we are out of our comfort zone and finding ourselves in an unfamiliar field without any orientation. So this might happen the next week, so make sure you pay attention to this and make sure you work on your own unresolved issues, and you worked with your old, already maybe old, inner child. Okay, we have here two more cards that give us advice regarding how to deal with this. And what we have here is number 18, the moon, which is very, very interesting because the moon is also all about illusions, insecurity, fears, anxieties. And this card is also about not really knowing what is going on and not really seeing what is going on. So the moon shows up often when we don't really see things as they really are, because we are influenced too much by our harmful conscious or subconscious emotions, repressed emotions, or by unresolved issues, as we have seen here. And therefore it is a very interesting reference back to the Six of Cups, but also to the Nine of Swords, because again it is also about worrying too much and kind of losing reality due to this over worrying. Okay, so this is one thing. What I see here as well is an advice from this card to be vigilant, to wake up, to open your eyes to what is really going on. This is one thing. And the other thing is to remember that you may not see everything what is going on, or your perception may be distorted by your issues, emotions, and the like, as we have seen. And last but not least, I also see here an invitation to trust the universe, to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, because this is what is going to guide you on this journey in the dark. The moon is also about this journey in the dark. It's also about these phases when, again, we don't see everything, we are not sure where our journey leads us to, and therefore we are kind of we are worrying, and we are not really sure of what's really going on. So again, trust your gut, trust your intuition. You are going to end up in a good place if you do so. This card is completed by a Six of Coins. And the Six of Coins is similar to the moon in terms of showing also kind of balance, harmony. you can see this stuff here, and it also shows a kind of harmony and balance between different sides. The coin is very much about giving and taking, keeping those things in balance, standing on a firm ground. And if I put these two cards together, I would say that the advice for the next week is try to create harmony and balance. And as long as you cannot create this balance at a mental and emotional level because you feel lost, because you have lost your groundings, so as long as you cannot find this, you can go to another level and create this grounding and harmony and balance at a different level, at the level of coins, which is all about materia, earth, money, body, and physical aspects of life. So I see here an invitation to find this grounding in other things, like, for example, body or body work. I will give you an example. Every time I feel lost or I feel insecure, I do some yoga, and it helps me a lot to find this grounding and find this harmony and balance in my body. And this helps me to find these things also in other levels. So I think this may be a really good idea, but of course this is just one thing. You are welcome to find your own ways to create this harmony, as long as, again, you don't find this emotional insecurity again at some other levels. Okay, then last but not least, I'm going to show you the whole constellation and wrap this quickly up. All right, then. So again, the next week we may lose ground because old beliefs and values may not work anymore, causing some worrying anxiety and making us feeling lost, naked, insecure, and getting out of our comfort zone. We're also going to have the opportunity and the invitation to work with unresolved issues from the past and to work with our inner child if we want to release the past so that we can embrace a new cycle. And the way of doing this is going to be remembering that we may not see everything, we may get carried away too much by our anxieties and fears. Remember that these are just illusions. Remember that you are being guided by your intuition, and remember that it is totally fine not to see everything all the time. All you have to do is to trust that you are going to get the help when you are going to need it. And the best thing you can do is to try to find this balance and grounding at some other levels, and try to keep this harmony and finding this middle way. What you see also here, if you find this, then you are going to find the way out and reach new heights as well. Okay. Thank you very much for being here today again. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, thanks for showing up. See you next week again. Ciao.